everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Miss Crystal's podcast program, episode 12. Hopefully. You never know what happens. You never know if this is really going to be 12. So far, it's 12. And a couple things I want to start with. Right off the bat, my shirt. Excuse me. My shirt has cats on it. That's because we are entering again spooky time. Spooky time is a good time to wear a shirt with black cats. Many people say black cats are bad luck. I've owned many black cats, and you could say I have pretty good luck. So I'm going to say that's false. Black cats are not bad luck. If you see a black cat crossing your path, you can be assured that there's no such thing as bad luck when it comes to a black cat. Now, I'm wearing this shirt with black cats all over it, and if the ceiling happens to fall in on me, then we could say that black cats are bad luck. And I've had this shirt on for about 20 minutes now, and not once did Aiden, Skeletal Crystal, or Safety Man say one word about it. How do you not say something about this shirt? When I took it up to the counter at Goodwill, the lady said, "Oh, look at this shirt." And she said it to her coworker and to me. "Look at this shirt with the cats all over it." And I said, "Yeah, bitch, it's mine. Don't think about stealing it." I didn't say that. I go, "Isn't it cute?" Now, it feels exactly like a microfiber sheet, which I don't like. Everyone knows my opinion on a microfiber sheet. If I go into a Airbnb where there are microfiber sheets on the bed, I'm checking out immediately. And with that, I would like to welcome Skeletal Crystal and Safety Man, even though they so rudely said nothing about my shirt. And that's fine, but I didn't say anything about Miss Crystal's sweater. And I didn't say anything about the same outfit that Safety Man's been wearing for 12 episodes. My bad. Another thing off the top of my head I want to address is here in Nashville, we are getting an In-N-Out burger. Very close to my home. Very close to my studio, too. Typically, In-N-Out burgers are in California, if I remember correctly. And typically, their parking lots are adorned with palm trees. Right? So I've been driving by this construction site that says future home of In-N-Out for months. And I thought, that is really cool. I don't necessarily think they have the best food, but it is fun to go there. And my friend Paige Jen loves it. Well, last night, I have an update on the construction site. Last night, upon driving, I saw two real palm trees in the parking lot construction zone crossing like this. And my thought is, when I was in grade school, I learned that there are different, I don't know what they're called. There's mountains, valleys, plains, desert, stuff like that. Zones, basically. And I don't know that Nashville is the correct zone for palm trees. And my friend Harry said, well, they're probably fake. These were real. They had these big dirt things around them to keep them alive. In-N-Out, how are you going to keep these palm trees alive? Because the weather here is not conducive to maintaining a tropical plant. When the winter hits, I'm going to have to bring my plants indoors because they will die. The CEO of In-N-Out has not thought this through. You can't import palm trees to a Nashville area that has winter, spring, summer, and fall and expect that they're going to live. And this is a probably billion-dollar corporation. And they don't have a man in charge or a woman in charge that knows that these trees are not going to last. And that's just something I wanted to discuss with you. The next one is, the next topic at hand is, what jobs would I do if I wasn't a famous podcaster? And one of the jobs I thought about today was working at a toll booth. You know how you drive through a toll booth and it'll say Easy Pass, cash and credit, and then those are the choices. Fast Pass. I want to be the lady that when you don't have a Fast Pass and you have to stop and give coins, I want to be that lady that's sitting in there. Specifically working maybe a night shift where there's maybe no cars coming through, because then I can look at my phone, I can make creations, I can maybe take a nap. I don't know if that's allowed. Or working at an airport parking lot where people have to come out and they have their tickets and they have to pay for it. Most of them are automated, but you'll see a lady sitting in there in case some idiot drives through and says, hey, I forgot my wallet. And then she has to somehow void your ticket. Those are two really good jobs because you can sit down, you can work on your other stuff that's not job related, and you get to talk to people all day. Maybe a handsome truck driver will drive through and have to, I'll say, how many axles do you have? And he'll say, 1, 2, I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many axles a tractor trailer has. A lot. I'll say, if you have this many axles, you have to pay 50 cents. 2 axles, you only have to pay a quarter. 3 axles. But maybe the love of my life is going to drive through and see me sitting in that booth and think, this is a gal I want. This is a gal I want to spend the rest of my life with. So it's 2-part. I'll be getting a paycheck and possibly meeting my future husband. Because the great thing about marrying a truck driver is, and this is why marriages don't last anymore. They used to last until you died. Back in the day, because people lived till they were 30. You get a marriage where somebody's going over 5-10 years, you're sick of each other. You do not want to be around each other, right? So a truck driver, he's gone, I'd say 275 days out of a year. You're not going to see him that much, and you're not going to get irritated with him as much. That's an ideal husband. Better yet, get you a husband that lives in a different state and you communicate via email or on the phone. That to me seems like a perfect husband. You fly in every couple weeks, see him, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, do your thing, and then come home and be at peace in your own home and not get irritated with a man. And I didn't have a hunk of the week this week again. Poor planning on my part. But I think I'm going to do a hunk of the week sort of, what's it called? Manifestation. Hunk of the week manifestation, where I manifest my future husband. And manifesting works because I manifested Safety Man. I thought about Safety Man for a good 20 years before I got him. But look, he's sitting here. Now, I can't have him as my husband because he's not real. I cannot take him into a courthouse and say, I want this man to be my husband. They will lock me up. Hunk of the week manifestation. So I want a gentleman that's approximately my age, not older, not younger, approximately my age. And I'm not going to say what that is because ladies don't reveal their age. He can either have a large head of hair. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? You can have a large head of hair or no hair. Hair doesn't matter to me. He can wear any kind of clothing he wants. I don't care about clothing. What he needs to have is his own bank account because he's not spending my money. He needs to have his own vehicle because he's not driving my vehicle. And he needs to be entertaining, meaning if I say a funny joke like, oh, you want a roast beef sandwich? I've got one in my pants. He needs to laugh so hard that he nearly urinates on himself. I don't want a guy that goes, oh, God, you're disgusting. Got to be funny. Got to have good sense of humor. He has to, like I said, have his own bank account. I said that. And be willing to buy me presents. Not luxurious ones. Let's say he goes up to the gas station and he sees a nice figurine. He'll say, I'm going to get that for my baby, my woman, my gal, my old lady. Let's see, what else does he need? I would rather he didn't have stinky feet. I'm not a fan of a stinky foot. If it's a little stinky, that's fine. But when it's full on foot odor where I have to put your shoes outdoors, that's too much. So those are my basic requirements. Your own bank account, your own car, funny and think that I'm funny. And also we'll say things like, wow, you sure do look cute in your little cat shirt. And I'll probably like giggle and go, because guys like it when you giggle like that. But yeah, that's the hunk of the week manifestation. And if by episode 13 he hasn't come around, I'll wait. I'll wait till 20. I'll be patient. Oh, I love this ottoman. Should have gone pee before I did this because boy, we got 2 beverages here and they're already filling me up in my bladder area. So if you know a man that like I just described, and maybe that's you, if you're gone 275 days out of the year, and I'm not saying like living with another family. I'm not saying you have a whole other family somewhere else. I'm saying you're doing a job somewhere else that requires your attention, not another woman. Okay? Because I'm not doing that. Anyway, that's how my week has been going. Hoping your week was good. How was your week? And I'll be quiet and let you tell me. How was your week? And if it was good, I'll say, that sounds really cool. And if you had a bad week, I'll say, oh no, I'm really sorry to hear that. We'll do both scenarios. If you had a good week, tell me how it was right now and I'll listen. That is really cool. I am so happy to hear about that. Let's talk more about that later. Now, if you had a bad week, this is your turn to tell me. Ooh. Oh, no. For real? I am so sorry to hear that. I hope things get better for you. See, look at that. Because one time I said, how was your week? And then I guess I said, oh, that's good to hear. And I guess somebody had a bad week. So they typed out, I had a bad week and you said it was good. So I tried to accommodate for both people. And what y'all are, and this is what I said in the last one, Miss Crystal's crystals. And if that ain't the cutest thing in the world, you are all Miss Crystal's crystals. Isn't that cute? I mean, it's just so cute. And speaking of Miss Crystal's crystals, I got some Patreon crystals I want to give a shout out to. Uh-oh. Someone texted me while I was live on the air. All righty. There's a video of the 2 palm trees that I took for proof that, okay, this week's Patreonesses. This week's, I want to give a shout out to Sherry Vance. I see you on my Patreon commenting a lot. engaging, and I appreciate you, Sherry Vance. Uh-oh, the Furbo said it just spotted a person. Well, that's you. Why would it tell you that? We've been sitting in here for 2 hours. Sherry Vance, have you ever heard this song? Sherry baby. I hope that song was written about you. Next person we have, Wendy Haley Kim, another person that has 3 names. Y'all are fancy. You don't just have 2 names, Wendy Haley Kim. You have 3. That means you're regal. You're important. You probably have a lot of money. Thanks for being on my Patreon. And of course, this is not their real name, Not Your Human. That's their screen name. I know his real name, but I'm not telling you because it's private. Not Your Human makes cool compilation videos, makes cool edits. And I could say to Not Your Human, hey, can you go through every mukbang that I've ever done and every mukbang that Trailer Trash Tammy has done and find one where we're talking about any topic. Find one where we're talking about psoriasis. And he will go through in a matter of moments, probably using some fancy program and say, here you go. Here's 2 videos where you guys were talking about psoriasis. I mean, just made the funniest edit of me and Harold when we were eating voodoo donuts. And I just laugh every single time. So shout out to those Patreons. What will you see on my Patreon? Not much. My intention is to have a segment that's only Patreon that you can't watch nowhere else. But right now what I'm doing is putting these episodes as early as I can without ads. So I'll put them on there, no ads. So if you want to watch this without ads, that's where to go. And I try to keep the ads on the YouTube at 3. I put 1 in the beginning, 1 in the middle, and 1 at the end. And if there's more than that, please tell me, because sometimes I'll have it on a setting and then YouTube will go in and add 47 ads. Nobody wants to watch that many ads. I don't care how much money it's making me. It's ridiculous. Ugh. And I still don't have the hype feature on YouTube. If you have the hype feature on yours, hype it up. Hype it up, everybody. What does it do for us? We don't know. It'll just put it somewhere. All I know is Aiden's crawling on the damn floor. Hype it up. I feel so regal in this shirt. I tell you that much. And it's time for figuring out the figurine. God, I'm about to piss in my pants. This is another one that I found at Goodwill for $3.99. And it's numbered, which means it's special edition. Let's see what number it is. It's 300 and... Oh, Lord. That's a lot of numbers. 362 out of 377 or something. I can't see. This is a Boyd's Bear. Why did they put the stickers right on the bottom where I'm trying to read the information? The Bearstone Collection. Opportunity missed is missed. I can't read it. It's covered up. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. Let me get this off of here. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. Okay. You got to stop with the metaphors because I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. This is Sparky and the Box. We have a little bear, Boyd's Bear, who is wearing a comically large pair of boots. Maybe that was meant for a clown. Wow, I just realized he has plumber's butt back here. But if you look at his face, look how cute his little bear face is. and he is working on some sort of electrical box. It says Acme barely, that's a play on words, barely there electrical connectors. High voltage. And it says, are you sure? Because everyone knows that when you're dealing with electrical work, you want a professional. You're not going to let your husband or your uncle get a screwdriver and start messing with a power box. In fact, you don't even want a bear messing with your electric box. You want a certified electrical technician who knows what he's dealing with. You do not want all these wires crossing. You don't want to mix a black wire with a red wire. You will catch something on fire and possibly electrocute yourself. Now I'm looking here also. Can you help me figure out what this thing is? It looks like a voltmeter. And that's used to see if something has power coming to it. And you should, and I'm not an electrician, but I think you use those to say, hey, is this a wire that I can touch right now? And I'm going to be honest, he looks like he's not prepared for this job. He is wearing overalls and a nice baseball hat backwards, but he doesn't look like the kind of bear that knows what he's doing. Something else I just noticed, this electrical box here appears to be sitting in or on fluid. And again, I'm not an electrician, but I do know that fluid of any kind and electricity equals either death or danger or both. But as soon as I saw this, I picked it up because I said, I love. Just notice something else. Look at his pocket. He has a life insurance policy. His bear wife has said, my husband is an inexperienced bear who's dealing with electricity, saying he is a certified electrician contractor, and he's not. I'm going to take a life insurance policy out on him. And that's smart on her part because you don't want to be a widow without your bear husband. I mean, this is just so darn cute. I think I'm looking into it too much. Because maybe it's just a cute little, maybe someone said, hey, bear, pose next to this box so that we can take a picture and I can make a figurine. Let me read the bottom again. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. I just don't understand that. And there's a lot of sayings out there where an opportunity is missed because I don't understand it. For instance, two stones in a bird is better than 2 stones in a bushel. I don't know what that means. I know what early bird gets the worm means. That means if you wake up early, you're likely to get more things done. What's another good saying that people say? If you're right on time, you're right on time. But you know what I'm talking about? Those sayings where they say something and then you have to go like, okay, but I don't know what you mean. So just tell me what you mean. If you want me to be on time, just say be on time. Don't say early bird gets a worm. If you want me to have kill 2 birds with 1 stone, that doesn't mean start throwing rocks at birds. It means you're tackling 2 projects that. Okay, I'm not actually sure what that meant. I thought I did. 2 birds. So you're doing something that's making the work easier, from what I understand. But that is the figurine. Can you help me figure this out? And it is, you know what I'm figuring out? It's cute. And that's all there is to it. This bear's face is so darn cute. And his little paws, he's just like, I think I'm done working for the day. I can't go on. I'm done. So you figure it out and you let me know in the comments. Says something else. Oh, high voltage. Yeah. He's carrying around his own life insurance policy. It's interesting that he would carry that, because usually when I'm watching all these shows on Dateline, the spouse that harms the other spouse is the one that has the insurance policy, and that's why they're doing it. And they'll do it for the smallest amounts of money. It's like, you're going to risk going to jail for $3,000? Are you that desperate? Jack it up to about $100K. Then we're talking. He hasn't said a half an hour yet, and I'm about to leave. You don't know this because the magic of editing, both Aiden and I almost pissed our pants. But we're good. But something I thought about while I was in the restroom is I am transitioning from my smartphone to a flip phone. And I thought about this because of Dateline. Whenever you are watching Dateline or one of those programs, the person who is, and I don't want to say the word, hurting someone else to the point where they never come back, always buys a flip phone or a burner phone. And I thought, great. Now, if someone close to me passes, they're going to start looking at suspects. And they're going to start looking at me, and they're going to see that I purchased a flip phone on Amazon. And I will become one of the top suspects because they'll say, why did you have a smartphone and you switched to a burner phone? And then I will have to explain that I am downsizing. And they're going to say, no. Only people that, I'll do it in sign language. Kill. Other people get burner phones. No one in their right mind would get a flip phone on purpose. They get those when they're trying to evade the law. So this is something that I've thought about probably for the past 2 weeks, every night when I fall asleep. Please don't let anyone I know pass under suspicious circumstances, because I don't want to have to explain my Amazon purchases. Oh, you're buying puppets? Oh, you're buying, my most recent purchases, and these all sound suspicious. Ant traps. What are those erasers called? The white erasers, to clean with. Vinegar. Flip phones. All these sound very suspicious, and I will not, in a court of law, be able to explain these away. They'll say, why did you need magic erasers? And I would tell them, well, there was a suspicious stain on a wall that would not come off. And then they're going to come to my home and put that stuff, whatever it is that makes blood glow. Rehypnol? No, that's something totally different. And they're going to see that I was trying to scrub a stain off the wall. And they're going to have me explain that. And I can't explain it except something got on the wall. Barbecue sauce, coffee, and I couldn't get it off. So I ordered a 12-pack of magic erasers on Amazon. No one uses that many magic erasers. They're going to look at my purchase history, and I'm going straight to jail, is what I'm saying. So I'm saying here to you now, this is my alibi. You all were here with me. And I'm telling you, I bought the flip phone not as a burner, but as a going behind in technology. I don't need a smartphone. It's too much. There's too many things on there, too many bells and whistles. I just need to flip it open and text someone. What kind of attorney do I need that's going to understand my recent Amazon purchases. Oh, you ordered 3 plus size black dresses on the same day and they're almost identical from different brands? That's not suspicious, I'm assuming. We'll see. Oh, you bought two outlet things to take with you on the road when you're with Tammy. No one needs that many extra what are they called? Electrical cords. Because when you go into a hotel, there's never enough outlets. So I have to buy mini power strips just so I can plug in my CPAP, my phone, my watch, my flip phone, everything. All I'm saying is please be my alibi. None of this sounds good. Oh, you bought 2 puppets? What do you need puppets for, ma'am? And then I'll show them this podcast. That's the only way I'm going to explain it, is if I take Aiden into court with me and he starts playing back these podcasts in the court of law, and people are going to say, what's wrong with this woman? Then it'll pan over to a dummy and they'll lock me up for life. But that ain't it. It'll pan over to the dummy and then it'll pan over to a skeleton that's wearing a wig that looks almost like my hair. None of it looks good. What I'm saying is before you make Amazon purchases, think in your head, is this suspicious? That's all I'm saying. And I wish I would have thought about the flip phone before I bought it. I would not have bought it. Or I would have bought it from some guy out on the street. There's always these dudes that are standing up by the highway asking for money. I'll say, hey, you got a flip phone I can get unregistered? And they could probably get one for me. I'm doing them a favor. They're doing me a favor. You don't want receipt records is what I'm trying to tell you. Lord, getting upset here. Getting upset. Oh, 35 minutes. We can't really count at 30. Did you stop the timer when we went pee? Oh, it's 30. God. Where's my timer? Where's my beeper? Ah, 30. Safety man is staring at me. I wonder if I go to court, if I have safety man and I take skeletal crystal and I have them sitting in I don't think it's called the bleachers. It's the bleachers of the courtroom where you have your family sit and do all kind of crying and stuff. And if I had safety man and skeletal crystal as my family, they'll say, we cannot try this woman for murder because she is obviously insane. And the court, what's that guy's name? The judge will take that hammer and hit it and say, court adjourned. She is free to go because she's an absolute lunatic. She's an absolute lunatic whose mouth keeps filling up with spit. If you know what that means, put it in the comments. Because I don't know. This has never happened to me before. And that's why we're going to move and listen to some voicemails. Voicemail. It's time for the voicemail. That's why I'm going to play the very Irish limerick thing about voicemails. Ow. I'm hearing lots of noise outdoors. That means the neighbors are home. Oh, Lordy. Alrighty.
Hi, Ms. Crystal. This is Steven from Minnesota. And I was just listening to your program, and you were talking about how your grandma made a Cabbage Patch doll that you didn't like out of yarn and nylons. It reminded me of the time when I wanted Tinker Toys when I was a boy. And my daddy made me Tinker Toys out of corn cobs and chopsticks. And that was my Christmas present. and I know how you feel. Love you. Talk later. Hi, Miss Crystal. This is Stephen.
I just want to make sure it was Stephen. Stephen, even though I laughed, it's not funny, but I'm glad that in solidarity you understand what I mean. And I'm going to guess your age by the toy that you said. Tinker Toy is a very old toy. And children, I'm just going to say you're older than me, because children my age did not find joy in a Tinker Toy. And I think they were like, had a round piece, and then you stick a stick in it, and then you could put a stick in the other side. The fact that your father thought that a corn cob and a chopstick would suffice for a Tinker Toy enrages me. And I know that a Tinker Toy, one of the best parts about a Tinker Toy was the big round bucket they came in. It came in if I remember correctly, a big round bucket with a metallic lid. I got to look these up just to make sure. The audacity of your father to give you off-brand, generic, Walmart version of a Tinker Toy. It is. It's a big bucket. Let me see Tinker Toy year, because I want to see how old you are, Stephen. Not that it matters, but we want to see. Okay, there's no way you got these when they were new, because they were invented in 1913, and I don't think you could call if you were that old. So they had all kind of different colored sticks, little plastic pieces, and what I'm wondering is, did your dad take the corn cob and cut them into little pieces to make it look like those round pieces? Because if he did, that's creative, and that's thinking on his feet. But if he just used a whole corn cob and had chopsticks sticking out of it, I don't think your dad can ever be forgiven for that. And your dad might say, and I don't know if he's still with us, but your dad might say, hey, I was poor. I was doing my best, and I handcrafted my son Stephen some Tinker Toys. Well, guess what? Work a couple extra hours at the refinery to get your child a Tinker Toy. Stephen is anywhere from 40 to 70 years old, and he's still thinking about these generic Tinker Toys you got him. I tell you what, though, Stephen, you can go on eBay right now and get you some pre-owned K'NEX Tinker Toys for $14.99. And if I ever meet you, let's say we set up a date to meet. Maybe you're the hunk of the week manifestation. I don't know. And when I show up, I'm going to be carrying not only one, but 2 arms of Tinker Toys. And we will sit at the table and we'll make cars. We'll make buildings. We will make, what else can you make with a Tinker Toy? Let me see some of their examples. Looks like they've got, that's really, a lot of cars. It seems like that's pretty much all they make. Well, this kid's making a big building. The classic Tinker Toy construction. We'll make buildings and cars. And we will heal our childhood trauma together. That's what I do. Anything that I had as a kid or didn't get as a kid, I get now. I have stuff that I don't need, but I bought it because my parents were either too poor or too drunk or too absent to know what I wanted for Christmas. Oh, this one's called Tinker Toys Wild Wheels set. And you can get that for $49.99. And I bet I could get a coupon and we could get that for half off. I do remember playing with Tinker Toys, and the thing was, you always had the sticks and you always had the round things, but there was these other little pieces, these connectors that were always missing. That's the thing with toys. And I'm going to sound like a hypocrite, but if I had a toy there would be a lot of toys I would not buy for my child because the pieces would be missing. And I would know that. So I would say, I'm not getting you Tinker Toys because you will lose all the pieces. And then I will be carrying on the tradition of trauma to my child. And that's why I do not have children. Because I know in my brain that I wouldn't stop the cycle, I would continue it. Excuse me. My child says to me, Mother, please get me the game Mousetrap. Now, as a child, you guys know this. I've talked about this in length. I wanted the game Mousetrap. But my parents knew that I was not responsible enough to keep every little piece that was in that game. The diver, the mouse, the slide, all that, the barrel. They knew I would never be able to play it because I would never have the pieces. And maybe that's what your dad was thinking, Stephen. He thought, my son does not have the wherewithal to keep all these Tinker Toys in the Tinker Toy bucket. Did you ever play with Lincoln Logs? Now that was a fun toy. But the thing with Lincoln Logs, there were never enough logs. You could build a very small shack, very small wooden shack, but then that's it. You can't create a whole a farm. You can't create a fence around your cabin. You can't create a separate barn. You're creating one home. And that's annoying when you're trying to play imaginary things as a kid and say, oh, I want to build myself a whole farm. Well, you're limited on the amount of Tinker Toys you get. I mean, Lincoln Logs. Let's look up a Lincoln Log. And I believe a Lincoln Log was in the same kind of barrel type storage. Lincoln Log. And I can't believe log isn't coming up right after I type Lincoln. Oh, Lincoln Logs. You can get those at Walmart in a very retro bucket for $50. Oh, wow. Look. Oh, this Lincoln Log has a guy with it. Our Lincoln Logs, I'm going to say my grandmother, the one that had all the horrifying, scary stuff at her house, had a set of Lincoln Logs that was secondhand and had maybe 10 logs, 2 roof pieces. And, it was you could have the long logs for the long part of the back. But you needed those little tiny ones to make the front. If you wanted to make a window or a door, you needed the little ones. And we never had those. So our homes had no windows. You can't create a little home with a Lincoln Log without a window or door because it's simply not a home. I can't believe I'm getting so worked up on Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys. But Stephen, thank you so much for your call. And what I was going to say is, if you're going to call, and this goes out to everybody, if you're going to call and you want me to heal your childhood trauma, I don't know that I can, but what I can do is share in your trauma with you. And maybe that heals it in a way. I don't know. It was kind of healing for me to hear that someone else got a ridiculous toy that wasn't what they wanted. Uh-oh, this is a long one.
Fight the beep.
What?
I was just trying to travel different realms, and I'm not sure what the difference between a dream is or traveling into the different realms. Because I had I think it might be my first time, excuse me, traveling into a different realm. But all I saw was you. Like hundreds of you. Just surrounding me. And that's a good realm, if that exists. But I'm just not sure. And it was confusing. I mean, I liked your butts and all that kind of stuff.
Huh?
But yeah, I'm not sure if it was a dream or me actually traveling into a different realm. So I appreciate you opening my mind to those kind of options, and I'm going to try. Obviously, not everyone can do it. We're not as talented as you. So
You're right.
have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life. Love you.
I love you too. And you, again, I should screen these because this is not something I've ever said publicly. This is only something I've shared with close family members and friends, but there is a crystal realm. And the crystal realm is filled with hundreds upon hundreds of crystals that look just like me. They all have very large buttocks, very large legs. And really, it's a realm that can only be described as pure heaven. The fact that you do not know, though, that you actually travel to a realm and you're confused whether it was a realm or a dream, that's concerning. Because someone that is a new realm traveler should not be able to automatically get to the crystal realm. And I stress this, as I always have, if you are new to realm traveling, you have to be careful and you have to be doing it with a certified realm traveler. You cannot be doing this alone. You're lucky that you ended up in the crystal only realm instead of another realm where there may have been evil crystals, and who knows what they would have done to you. The evil crystals might have saw you looking at their buttocks, and that would have been it for you. No more realm traveling or even regular traveling, because you would have been. I'm very concerned, and I want to stress this to everyone that's watching. If you have never traveled to a realm, do not do it unassisted. I am a trained and seasoned realm traveler. I know how to do it. I know which realms to be weary of. I know which ones are safe. You don't. I don't know what your name is. It sounded like you said bite a dick in the beginning. Because I want to be clear that what you're doing is, let's see.
Fight the dick.
It sounded like you said fight the dick. We'll just call you Dick.
Realms. And
listen, Dick.
I'm not sure.
Stop playing. I'm going to say it one more time, because then I am absolved of any responsibility. Do not travel to advanced realms without a seasoned traveler. Because that might be the last time you're calling into the Miss Crystal podcast program. You won't be calling anyone. You'll be calling for help and none will come, because there aren't many seasoned realm travelers out there. Now, if I'm available and I hear you calling out from a realm, I can come get you. But if I'm not available, or if I'm not tuned into the realm world, you're on your own. Do you know how many missing people there are that were not trained in realm traveling, that are just stuck out in realms now because they didn't know what they were doing? I can't name a number, but I know I remember seeing many people on the back of a milk carton and knowing that they were lost to the realm world. This is not a game, okay? This isn't some fun thing that you can mess around with. Yeah, Ouija boards, those are fun. You can play with those and everything's fine. Playing stiff as a board, hard as a rock, or like we played, Tammy and David, we played stiff as a board, hard as a cock. That's a different game. But these aren't fun party, slumber party games. This is serious. But thank you for telling me that you did look at my butt in the realm. That makes me very happy. One more.
Hi, Miss Crystal. This is Bailey. I'm calling from Missouri. Me and my cousin Dallas are big-time fans of you. We have watched Trailer Tales, and I was so excited when I saw that you were having your own podcast. I just started watching today. I absolutely adore you. I think my big question is, when life gets hard, what do you do to push through all the bad moments? We definitely need some advice on that. Also, David's bitch. Bye.
Huh? What was that last part?
David's bitch. Bye.
I'm not sure, Bailey, what you said at the end. It sounded like you said you that bitch. And I hope that's what you said. Bailey, so this is a special shout out to Bailey in Dallas, who love to watch Miss Crystal's podcast program. Even though you just started watching it, I'm not going to get mad about that because you're here now and that's all that matters. Thank you for watching Trailer Tales. And to address your question, when life gets hard, what do I do? And I believe Dave Gunther says this. When life gets hard, you get harder. Meaning, you're not going to let life put its balls on your chin. You're going to put your balls on life's chin. You're going to say, I'm not going to let this situation control my outcome on life. For instance, let's say you have $50 in your bank account and some scammer comes in and spends all $50 and you have no grocery money. So you're going to say to yourself, okay, I'm not going to let this define me. I am going to ask my neighbor for some food to get me through. Or I'm going to call the bank and say, listen, some scammer took my money, give me my money back. Or you go up to a local food bank and get whatever they have. There are many options. You're not going to just say, oh, great, a scammer took my money, I'm going to starve for the next week. You're not going to do that. You're going to take your balls and put them on the chin of life. And that's all I'm going to say about that, Bailey. I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense if you don't have balls. I'm assuming Dallas is a guy. Say, hey, Dallas, put your balls on the chin of life for me. Thank you for calling, though, and I appreciate you. I love you. Have a blessed day. Okay, I think we're done with voicemails for the day. Should we listen to one more? How much time we got? Let's do one more.
Hey, Miss Crystal. It's me, Sammy from Florida.
Hey, Sammy.
I just wanted to tell you something. But by the way, I work for the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. I washed the costumes for all the performers and artists.
Okay.
But I just wanted to tell you that I've been following you for a very, very long time, and I love what you do. And I just wanted to tell you that I think you have a beautiful voice, and you should do voiceover. You should do voiceover professionally for like commercials or radio stuff or anything like that, because first of all, you're amazing and talented already, and you already had that beautiful angelic voice of yours. So just consider it. I know that you can do it if you got the right people like Tammy and Dave. You can do it. You should really get into voiceover and also be on camera because you're beautiful too. I'm just saying that your voice, sometimes I'm listening to your voice while I'm driving and I'm like, oh my God, this is an angel from heaven. But you should consider it, Miss Crystal. Also, Miss Crystal, next time you see Dave, tell him that I know he likes women, but if he ever needs a little, down there, I'm willing and able. But anyways, I love you, Crystal. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Stay blessed.
Oh, Sammy, what a beautiful call. First of all, Sammy, I'm not telling Dave about you. I'm keeping you all to myself because you're an angel here on earth. I have a couple questions for you before we get into what you talked about me. As far as cleaning the costumes for the circus, who has the stinkiest costume? Would it be the acrobats, the strongman, the trapeze artist, the clowns? I would imagine that a clown would have the stinkiest undergarments because they're clowns. They don't take life seriously. They have horns that they go, meow, meow. They're piling into a car 15 to 20 people to see how many people they can get in a clown car. I'm going to say clowns have the stinkiest. Please tell me in the comments, Sammy, which one has the stinkiest. And you tell everybody else, tell me which circus performer has the stinkiest costumes you think. And I don't think elephants don't count in the animals because they don't wear costumes. But as far as the voiceovers, that would be a dream. I would love it. I can do all kind of different voices. You've heard my old man voice. I mean, it's incredible.
Hey, Sammy, let me come to the circus. You know what kind of circus I want to be? A trapeze artist, but my back is hurting.
I can do a little English orphan. Hello, have you got any food for me? I'm quite hungry. My mum dropped me here on the street and I haven't got any bread. You got some bread? I mean, those are incredible. But again, Sammy, thank you for your call. Please let us know who's the stinkiest. And again, I'm not telling Dave about you. You're going to have to DM him yourself. And that will do it for our voicemails. We're going to do a real quick creation of the week. Again, creations are getting hard to come by because we are cranking out these episodes and I'm not cranking out creations. This week, very similar to my little doll purse, is a baby blanket with a baby on it. I mean, how cute. Now, if you buy this for your baby, do not put this on your baby, okay? This will harm them. It's too heavy. There's something in the back of its head that I don't remember putting back there. What is that? Something gross. Now, when I created this, I thought, what do babies do? They drink bottles. So I put a little bottle arm on there so she could drink her bottle. And she's so cute. She has little eyelashes here. And this hand can alternate and be a thumb. If you don't want the baby to have a bottle, it can suck its little thumb. How cute is that? So again, this is not something, even though it is a baby blanket, this is not something you would put on a baby like this. Very dangerous. You don't want to put any blankets in your crib. And that's how it used to be. I don't know if that's anymore. Google it. Google do I put a blanket in with my baby? Because I don't have babies. I don't know. Do not put this in there though. This is more for a child that's like a little bit older, 5. And they will play with this. And then they'll take their baby and wrap it up like this. And the baby is in a baby blanket. And it's it's a baby blanket that's in a baby blanket. And when I thought of this, I thought, that's really smart. Oftentimes I'll think, man, this is a good idea. No one else has had this idea. And look how cute that is. It's inside the baby blanket. And you could sing to it. You can sing Rock-a-bye Baby in the Treetop. Or you could just, if you don't have a child, let's say you're thinking about, should I have kids? Carry this around for a couple weeks. And then you'll think, oh, I don't know if I want to have a child because I don't want to have something constantly with me all the time, making noise and crying. She looks like she's saying, oh. But that's really cute, and that will be up on Crystal's Creations as soon as I can get it up there. And it's in synthetic yarn. This is synthetic. And that's like a scalloped edge there. That's what I call it, scalloped edge. But that's the creation of the week, and we're done for the week. What we're going to do now is take a thumbnail. Got to have a good thumbnail. And I thank y'all for being here every week. Even if you're not here every week, I thank you. And of course, be blessed beyond your comprehension. And that'll be all. Thank you so much. Love you and bye.